Goldie Hawn had the rare gift of making the whole world laugh with just a smile. Known as America's sweetheart, an Oscar winner, and the queen of feel-good films, she seemed to radiate joy. But behind her bright image was a woman in search of something real. Despite 2 failed marriages and moments of heartbreak, she never lost that sparkle in her eyes. Now, at 79, Goldie is opening up like never before, about one man. The only man, she says, who truly saw her and made her feel a certain way. And surprisingly, it's not who most people expected. Let's take a closer look at her personal life and the love story that has quietly stood the test of time. Goldie Hawn was born in Washington, D.C., destined for the spotlight. Her mother, Laura, ran both a jewelry shop and a dance school, while her father, Edward Hawn, was a musician and conductor. He had German and English roots and was a descendant of Edward Rutledge, the youngest signer of the Declaration of Independence. Her mother's family was Jewish and had emigrated from Hungary. Goldie was raised in a Jewish household in Tacoma Park, Maryland, alongside her sister Patty. Unbeknownst to the girls for years, they once had a brother, Edward Jr., who died in infancy before Patty was born. Goldie's passion for dance began early. She started taking ballet and tap at age 3 and quickly showed a natural flair for performing. At 10, she appeared in The Nutcracker with the ballet's Russes de Monte Carlo. That was just the beginning. By 1964, she had already played a role in Romeo and Juliet and opened her own ballet school. She eventually dropped out of college, where she had been studying drama, to pursue her career. Her professional dance debut came with a role in Can-Can at the Texas Pavilion during the New York World's Fair. She later worked as a go-go dancer in clubs across New York and New Jersey, until Hollywood took notice. Her big break came in 1968 when she landed a spot on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. With her infectious laugh, quirky sense of humor, and glowing smile, she became a household favorite almost overnight. That same year, she also had a small role in the one and only, genuine, original Family Band. But it was her performance in Cactus Flower, 1969, that changed everything. It earned her both an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress. Suddenly, it was clear, Goldie Hawn was more than just a funny face. She starred in hit after hit, including There's a Girl in My Soup, Butterflies Are Free, The Sugarland Express, Shampoo, Foul Play, Seems Like Old Times, and Private Benjamin, which brought her another Oscar nomination, this time for Best Actress. Her success continued through the years with beloved films like Overboard, Death Becomes Her, The First Wives Club, and The Christmas Chronicles. She had a gift for comedy that resonated across generations. But while her career seemed effortless, her private life told a more complex story. Before fame fully took hold, Goldie experienced a few early relationships. She dated actor Mark Goddard and later a singer named Spyro Venturas. But her first serious love was Gus Traconis, a dancer and actor who appeared in West Side Story. They met in the late 1960s while performing and married in Hawaii in May 1969. Goldie once said she knew she wanted to marry him from the moment they met. However, as her star rose, Gus struggled to find work, and the two began drifting apart. Goldie was becoming a Hollywood sensation, and Gus felt increasingly sidelined. They separated in 1973. Though their relationship had ended, Goldie didn't file for divorce until New Year's Eve of 1975. By then, she was already engaged to someone else. Her divorce from Gus was finalized in June 1976, and just a few weeks later, she married again. Goldie's second chance at love brought more heartbreak. Her second husband was musician and actor Bill Hudson of the Hudson Brothers. They met during a first-class flight from New York to Los Angeles and quickly hit it off. The two married on July 3, 1976, in Goldie's hometown and had 2 children together, Oliver and Kate, who both later became successful actors. Despite their fast connection, the marriage didn't last. In 1980, Bill filed for divorce. He later revealed that he had doubts from the very beginning. On their wedding day, he felt like the luckiest man alive until Goldie leaned over and asked, "Are you sure we did the right thing?" That question lingered in his mind for years. Bill said he was fully committed to building a family, but claimed Goldie wasn't on the same page. According to him, she valued her freedom and didn't believe in the traditional idea of marriage the way he did. After the divorce, their disagreements deepened, especially over parenting. Bill felt increasingly pushed out of his children's lives. Over time, both of Goldie's ex-husbands spoke out about their experiences, and many of their comments were bitter. Gus Traconis, her first husband, said Goldie changed after becoming famous. He believed her rising career took a toll on their marriage and claimed she began surrounding herself with big-name celebrities like Barbra Streisand and Jack Nicholson, leading to behavior he described as wild and erratic. Bill Hudson was even more critical. He accused Goldie of maintaining a polished public image while privately being manipulative, selfish, and unkind. He also challenged her portrayal of their relationship, insisting that he had always wanted a close, unified family, while she didn't seem to share that goal. Bill strongly denied ever agreeing to an open marriage, which Goldie had suggested was part of their dynamic. What seemed to hurt Bill the most was the feeling that he had lost his children. He deeply regretted not being the father he had hoped to be, and the pain of that loss stayed with him for many years. While Goldie was seen as a radiant star in Hollywood, her personal life was filled with heartbreak, failed marriages, and emotional struggle. Both of her ex-husbands held onto their resentment long after their divorces. Still, Goldie managed to move on. She raised her children, supported charitable causes through her foundation, and eventually found love again. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell first met in 1966 while filming the one and only, genuine, original Family Band. At the time, Goldie was 21 and Kurt was 16. Despite the age difference, Goldie admitted years later that she found him instantly appealing. "I thought he was adorable," she recalled in 2012. But nothing romantic came of it then. Both were young and not interested in dating fellow actors. Their brief encounter faded into a fond memory. What neither of them knew was that nearly 2 decades later, that memory would be rekindled, and everything would change. In 1983, Goldie and Kurt reunited when he auditioned for Swing Shift. Kurt was hungover and nervous that day. As soon as Goldie walked into the room, he impulsively said, "Man, you got a great figure." It could have gone terribly, but instead, Goldie smiled and said, "Why thank you." That broke the tension. Not long after, they went on their first date, which was anything but ordinary. They started the evening dancing to swing music at the Playboy Club. Later, they went to a house Goldie had recently purchased. Since she didn't yet have the keys, the two had to break in. Yes, their first date ended with them breaking into her own home. She once broke into her own house, and as they explored the empty rooms, they found themselves in an imaginary bedroom where things quickly became intense. Just as they were beginning to enjoy the moment, the police arrived, forcing them to leave and finish the night at a hotel. Kurt later called it their first date and said it was a lot of fun. That wild night marked the beginning of something special between them, and their relationship began to move quickly, leading to real love. Their connection deepened once filming began on Swing Shift, as they got to spend more time together. Goldie found Kurt attractive, but what truly caught her attention was his sincerity. He had no pretenses. "I could tell right away he wasn't a womanizer," she said. What truly won her over, though, was how he treated her children. Goldie had 2 children, Oliver and Kate, from her previous marriage to Bill Hudson. She occasionally brought them to the set and watched how naturally Kurt interacted with them. "What really got me was when I watched my kids," she said. "He was amazing with them. He was such a natural." Their connection was no longer just romantic, it became something deeper. They weren't just dating, they were building a family. In 1986, 3 years into their relationship, Goldie and Kurt welcomed their son, Wyatt Russell. He joined their blended family, which already included Oliver, Kate, and Kurt's son Boston from a previous relationship. Despite never marrying, they felt no need to. In 2021, Goldie shared a heartfelt birthday message to Kurt, writing, "No, we never got married, but one thing that continues to grow is our love." She described him as a wild one, brilliant, lovable, childlike, maddening in the best way, a devoted father, and deeply funny. She ended her message with, "I can't imagine my life without you at any age, Kurt Russell. You're the catch, and you all mine." Throughout the years, they shared not only a life together but also the screen. One of their most cherished films is Overboard from 1987, where Goldie played a spoiled heiress with amnesia and Kurt portrayed a man who convinces her they are married. The film was funny, heartfelt, and full of chemistry, just like their real relationship. In 2020, they happened to catch it on TV and watched it together. "It was so fabulous how we started," Goldie said with a smile. Their love story played out in public too, with memorable Hollywood moments. At the 1989 Oscars, they walked out together to present on stage. Goldie said, "We fit in completely to the theme of the show because we are co-stars, we are compadres, we are companions, and we are a couple." Kurt replied, "There's only one thing we are not, married." The audience erupted in laughter and applause. Goldie teased, "Is that a proposal?" He answered, "Listen, we'll talk about it later tonight." She winked and said, "We will talk about that later." Their exchange was playful, honest, and completely them. In 1996, they attended the premiere of The First Wives Club, where Goldie starred alongside Diane Keaton and Bette Midler. Kurt stood by her side, beaming with pride. Their children came too, turning it into a family celebration. Over the years, Goldie and Kurt became grandparents to 7 grandchildren. Their relationship remained strong, grounded in laughter, mutual support, and deep love. Though they never had a traditional wedding, they created something even more meaningful, a lasting partnership and a growing family. In a 2003 interview, Goldie expressed a hope for the future, saying she wasn't in a hurry but would love to be a grandmother. "It would be so much fun," she said in People. Soon after, her daughter Kate Hudson revealed she was expecting. Of all the Hawn-Russell children, Kate was the first to become a parent. On January 8, 2004, she and her then-husband Chris Robinson welcomed their son, Ryder Russell Robinson. She was only 24, but she had a clear reason for wanting to start a family early. She hoped her children would grow up with her parents around. She once explained, "I want children early enough to really experience my parents young. I want my parents to be able to see my kids graduate from high school." Eventually, Goldie and Kurt became proud grandparents, marking a new beginning in their lives. But even more memorable experiences were on the horizon. In 2006, the couple attended the Italian premiere of Poseidon, one of Kurt's major films at the time. Goldie was there on the red carpet, standing proudly by his side. Kurt even gave her a kiss, a sweet gesture fans adored. No matter where they were, their genuine love for each other was always evident. In 2016, Goldie celebrated her 71st birthday in grand fashion at Catch LA, a famous Hollywood hotspot. She arrived beaming, with Kurt by her side holding a large present. But beyond the glitz, a heartfelt surprise was waiting for her at home. Their daughter Kate shared it online, posting a photo of a fireplace Kurt had built in their new home. "My Paul laid the stone for the fireplace," Kate wrote. "If you look closely, he put a big heart representing Mama, and I'm going to say him too." There were 4 small hearts as well, symbolizing their children. That thoughtful gesture reflected the deep love in their family, expressed not just through words, but through meaningful actions. Goldie beamed with pride again in 2017 at the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 premiere, where Kurt had a major role. Though she hadn't seen the movie yet, just showing up to support him was everything. "I'm always proud of him," she said. Only weeks later, the couple shared a deeply emotional milestone, receiving their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in May 2017. It wasn't just a celebration of their careers, but of their lasting bond. Goldie later told People, "It turned out to be a love fest. I didn't expect him to say those things. I had no idea he was going to be so beautiful." During his speech, Kurt turned to her and said, "To you, I owe my wonderful life. Simply put, Goldie, I cherish you." All the stars in the sky or on the boulevard can't hold a candle to that. He ended with, "There's no one else I'd rather be next to for all of that than Goldie Hawn." They sealed the moment with a kiss beside their stars, one of those rare, heartfelt Hollywood memories. Later that month, Goldie shared her thoughts on why their relationship had stood the test of time. She credited love, gratitude, and compassion, especially since, as she joked, everyone drives their partner a little crazy sometimes. Their bond wasn't about fame, but about the life they'd built together, step by step. In 2018, they reunited on screen in The Christmas Chronicles on Netflix, portraying Mr. and Mrs. Claus. It was their first film together since Overboard, and fans loved seeing them back in action. Goldie's role in the first movie was brief but touching. Their son Oliver also appeared, making it a true family project. When The Christmas Chronicles 2 was released in 2020, Goldie had a much more prominent role as Mrs. Claus. The film gave them both a chance to shine together once again. Kurt later explained why they hadn't acted more often as a couple. Their film styles are simply different. Goldie Hawn movies and movies that Kurt Russell is in are pretty different things, he said. It's not mandatory, just because you live with someone, love them, and enjoy working together doesn't mean you need to do 10 or 15 movies as a pair. Goldie and Kurt were selective about their projects, but whenever they chose to collaborate, it was something truly special. In October 2018, they welcomed a new addition to the family when Kate gave birth to her daughter, Rani Rose. It was a joyful milestone for Goldie and Kurt, who now had another grandchild to adore. Eventually, they would have 7 grandchildren in total. Goldie and Kurt frequently shared moments with their growing family on social media, whether it was Ryder, Bingham, Rani, Bodhi, Wilder, Rio, or Buddy, each one was deeply loved, and the bond between Goldie and Kurt remained strong over the years. In March 2019, the couple traveled to Hawaii to celebrate Kurt's 68th birthday. Goldie posted a heartwarming video of them walking and laughing together. Even after all their years together, they still enjoyed each other like young lovers. Later that year, in December 2020, they opened up about their relationship during an interview with People magazine. Goldie explained, "You've just got to want to be together. I don't think there's any other way than just doing it." When asked why they never married, she replied, "Honestly, it's not about the marriage. It's about the people in the relationship and the desire to stay together. If you want it, you can have it." She added, "You have to give some things up, but the joy and excitement of being together and feeling someone's toes at night is really special." For them, love wasn't only about romance, it was about comfort, connection, and the happiness of simply being close. In January 2021, they brought home a new furry family member, a puppy named Royhorn Russell. Goldie shared a picture of herself cuddling him, another example of the warmth and humor that defined their life together. For Goldie and Kurt, Valentine's Day held even deeper meaning. It marked the start of their journey together. On February 14, 2022, Goldie posted a loving tribute to Kurt, celebrating 39 years of being together. Many fans have long wondered why the couple never got married. After all, being together for 4 decades is rare, especially in Hollywood. But Goldie and Kurt had their reasons. In a March 2023 interview with Variety, Kurt shared that people used to constantly ask them, "When are you going to get married? Why aren't you married?" He said they both had the same thought, "Why does it matter to anyone else?" They even asked their kids for their thoughts, and the kids didn't care either. That was enough for them. A few months later, in July 2023, Goldie shared her perspective in an interview with CNN's Chris Wallace. She explained that one of the main reasons they never married was their concern about divorce. "It's always ugly," she said. She posed a question, how many divorces don't cost money? How many don't hurt the children? Then she said something that summed up their relationship perfectly, "I like the idea that I can wake up in the morning and make the decision to be here." To her, choosing each other every day meant more than legal commitment. It was about true devotion, not just a piece of paper. Of course, their life wasn't without challenges. In December 2023, the couple was spotted enjoying a snowy vacation in Aspen, Colorado, holding hands, sharing kisses, shopping for winter gear, and appearing as happy as ever. But just weeks later, Goldie revealed something serious during a conversation on Kelly Ripa's podcast. She recounted a frightening experience at their Los Angeles home had been broken into not once, but twice. She vividly remembered the first incident. They had gone out for dinner and came back just a couple of hours later. "I walked into my closet and just lost it," she said. The burglars had broken in through the balcony and entered their home. Goldie Hawn's bedroom and closet door were violently smashed open by intruders who knocked down her safe door. She explained that they managed to take a lot of her personal belongings, if you get what she meant. Goldie suspected the intruders were highly skilled. At first, she thought it would be a one-time occurrence, as the chances of it happening again seemed low. However, just 4 months later, while she was home alone, she heard a loud thump upstairs. Initially, she thought it was just some other noise, perhaps from outside, but the next day, they found out someone had attempted to break in again, this time while she was inside. Goldie confessed that the experience had shaken her. In response, Goldie and Kurt decided to make some significant changes to their lives. They hired personal guards to protect their home, especially when Goldie was alone. "I'm never without a guard now," she explained. Eventually, they made an even bigger decision to leave their Malibu home and move to Palm Desert, about 2.5 hours inland. The move was huge, especially since they had been living near their children for years. Their daughter, Kate Hudson, now resides in the childhood home where she and her siblings grew up. Kate recently shared with Howard Stern that she was extremely codependent on Goldie and deeply connected to their family dynamic. "Our family is just nuts in the best way," Kate said. "Everyone is so different, but everyone wants to enjoy life. There's a strong life force in our family, and it's amazing." Despite the chaos, the love in the Han Russell home remained intact. A common question people ask is what made Kurt the one. In April 2024, Goldie shared a touching story on SiriusXM's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, explaining the moment she realized Kurt was the man for her. It wasn't just his good looks or charm that won her over. While he was handsome and had a great sense of humor, that wasn't the most important thing. What mattered most was that he shared her dedication to children and family. Family was everything to Goldie, and when she saw that Kurt shared the same value, she knew he was more than just a partner, he was someone she could truly build a life with. Over the years, their family has grown with Kate, Oliver, Wyatt, and their grandchildren, always bringing love and energy into their home. When it comes to their personal connection, Goldie has emphasized that having good matters too. In September 2024, she spoke candidly to E! News, saying, "You have to have good." She explained that this connection is what binds people together and creates a sense of belonging. "Couples with healthy relationships tend to last longer," she said. With a laugh, she added, "You have to be nice to each other on occasion." Goldie also opened up about the challenges of monogamy, particularly in Hollywood, where you may find yourself attracted to others. But that doesn't mean you act on those feelings. She and Kurt openly talk about such matters and agree that while it's normal to find others attractive, it's how you manage those feelings that counts. Goldie believes that the flexibility of their relationship, where it bends but doesn't break, stretches but stays strong, has been key to their lasting love.